Well, if you enjoy sampling different foods, helping out local schools, then today's episode is for you. Welcome to Speaking Shelby. I'm Alec Etheridge, your host, and joining me today is Bethany Ivey. Welcome to the podcast, Bethany. Excited to have you on today's episode. Director of the Shelby County Schools Education Foundation. A lot of fun that goes on throughout the year in your world that keeps you busy for sure.
Yes.
But I will say it right now at the beginning of the episode, you put on my favorite events of the year.
Oh, thank you, Alex.
Yeah, you do a great job. The organization obviously does a good job, and all for a good cause in helping out Shelby County schools and the teachers in the classroom. Yes. So that's we'll dive into a lot of that. But one of the first events that's coming up is always one of my favorites, and it's the Taste of Shelby County. A lot of different food vendors are there, and we get to sample food from all of them.
Yes.
Which is why it's my favorite. So let's talk a little bit about that event to kind of kick things off. And the first thing I want to know is the impact. Obviously, we'll dive into the food in this year's event, but the impact that this event has on an annual basis, the money that it raises consistently for the school system.
Yeah, so Taste of Shelby County raises around $30,000 every year.
That's awesome.
For the foundation, and we kind of earmark that money to primarily go towards our teacher grants that we give away every spring.
Yep, and when you look at those teacher grants, one of my favorite things is when y'all go around to the different schools and you surprise the teachers and share those grants. Talk about the fun side of that and how much joy you get out of what you do, but specifically when you're able to go out and visit with the teachers and surprise them with that stuff.
Yeah, so that is my favorite week of the year. The last 2 years, we've had $50,000 to give out in grants. So rather than it being a week, it spreads out over 2 weeks.
Good problem to have.
Yes, yes. And, you know, our teachers get to apply for things in their classrooms or sometimes it's a school-wide program. And when we show up with those checks, I get hugs, I get tears, I get squeals, I get jumps up and down. You know, it's just so much fun to just go give these teachers money so that they can buy the things to enhance their classrooms, to impact their students. And they're so excited about it.
When somebody brings me a check, I also jump up and down with tears and squeals.
Same. Well, it's kind of a joke around our office. You know, sometimes hard conversations have to be had, and people say something to me. I'm like, yeah, all that stuff happens at the other end of the hallway. I show up with free food and shakes.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm the happy girl.
Yeah. Well,
and I like it that way.
Exactly. And I know when we look at the Taste of Shelby and the fun around that event. Talk about the event first, and then we'll dive into some of the vendors who are going to be there this year and the excitement of the food. But just the atmosphere that you get at Inverness Country Club for that event every year.
Yeah, it's a very intimate atmosphere, and it's really laid back, which is what I love about it. It's just casual, and it's everybody just mingling. I always say it's food, fellowship, and fundraising all in one space. And so just watching everybody just talk to each other, work the room. We have an auction that goes on at the same time. So everybody's perusing the silent auction items. It's just such a great community event.
Well, and this year's event sounds like it's going to be well attended.
Yes.
A lot of excitement building around it for this year. Walk me through this year's event and some of the excitement that people can expect as we get close to that.
Yeah, well, our auction items are coming in. We've already got a stay at Ross Bridge. You can bid on that. You can bid on a stay at the beach.
Okay.
What else?
Never turn that down.
Perry's Steakhouse has donated items, and then we're full with vendors, so that's also exciting. We've got 21 restaurants that have signed on to be vendors this year. And normally at this stage of the game, I'm still looking for restaurants. So that's super exciting. I think that speaks volumes to the event as well, because most of those are people that have participated before. So they come back year after year because it's a fun event for them. And then they just get to give back to the community.
Yeah, and that's why I have signed on as well, is to be able to eat from those
Yeah.
21 vendors. So let's talk about some of those vendors and
Yeah.
And who's going to be there. I know you've got some that maybe are a little bit more long-standing, but walk us through some of those partnerships and the places that are going to be in attendance.
Yeah,
this
okay.
year.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to recall all 21. Of course, Inverness Country Club is so generous to host us every year, and they just do such a great job of just taking care of everything and making it such an easy event for me as the executive director. So they always come out with just a fantastic dish, and I never know until the day or two before what they're going to do.
Keep you on your toes a little bit.
Yeah,
That's
they
fun.
do.
I like
It's
it.
just like, it's always like, I don't know what the chef's going to do. I don't know what the chef's going to do. But so that they are one of our long-standing vendors. And then Jeff State has a culinary program.
Yep.
They have been a supporter of Taste of Shelby County for years and years and years, and they come out, and their dish is always just delicious. Chick-fil-A Greystone is another one that's been there.
Never turned down
No,
chicken.
never. And-
Chick-fil-A
and
is
I-
always the gold mine.
And I don't want to give any secrets away, but there's a menu item coming in the fall that they're going to have.
Uh-oh.
And they're going to serve it, sample it.
I'm curious
So,
about this.
yeah,
I was
you
just
should
in Atlanta recently, and they were testing the spicy chicken strips over there.
Yeah.
And that is something that unfortunately I didn't get to try because we had just eaten every time we drove by.
Yeah.
I was like, I cannot force those down right now. But man, anytime Chick-fil-A comes out with a new item, that is
Well, and I don't know if this is a test market item or if it is a seasonal item that's going to
Okay.
be on their menu. But when I saw their form come in with what they were going to be serving, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
so make sure you get your tickets and
yes.
you get there early so that you can be the first one to try the test
Yes,
item.
yeah.
We'll have a whole food review coming on that.
Joe's Italian. We have two charcuterie. We have charcuterie pieces and Borden Birmingham. They'll be there this year. Good People. Good
Okay,
People.
yep.
They're kind of a staple. They come support. Dread River Distillery they've been there the past few years. Trying to think. Oh, new this year. We have Perry's Steakhouse.
Okay.
They came in 2019. I used to be on the other side. I used to be a vendor, and now I do the event. So I remember them being there in 2019. They're back this year. Panther Bites, new catering company. They've signed on to come and participate this year. Freddy's Frozen Custard. They're going to have their custard. So
Yes,
that'll be
please.
good. I'm sure I'm forgetting others, but that
They
gives you
just
a
have
good,
to show up to find out the rest.
Yeah,
That's
that just
right.
give you a good rundown of it's a lot of different vendors, a lot of different tastes, a lot of different a lot of different kinds of foods, and you just all in one place.
Well, I don't even think we need to finish the episode now. If you don't want to go after hearing all those
Yeah.
names, then you're not going to want to go.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's always a lot of fun. Great food vendors, drink vendors, all kinds of stuff. But just the conversation and the excitement in the building of, like you said, an intimate setting
Yeah.
where you get to have conversations with people you recognize, people you may be meeting for the first time,
Right.
and you feel comfortable in doing so. So just a lot of fun to be there. Tell people how they can get involved and be in attendance at this year's event. September 10th, which we hadn't said that
Yes.
yet. So September 10th.
September the 10th, Inverness Country Club. We sell two different kind of tickets. We sell a VIP ticket that gets you in 30 minutes early, so you kind of beat the crowd. With that ticket, you also get a swag bag that has some goodies in it and a drink ticket for the bar. And then we have just a general admission ticket as well. The VIP tickets are $75 and the general admission tickets are $50. And you can get them at the website, www.tasteofshelbycounty.com. There is a link. You just click it for tickets. You can see how all the vendors are. Check out our sponsors. So
Yeah. Go visit that, and I'll give you a word of advice not to eat during the day. Kind of save that space, and then come ready to pig out that night. I mean, you talk about a good deal though. Not only is it going to support a good cause, but where are you going to be able to eat dinner nowadays for $50 or $75,
That's right.
especially if you got a family. So yeah, I mean, a great deal to come taste a lot of different things, have a good time. And like I said, it is one of my favorite events every year. So should be a lot of fun, and definitely encourage everybody to get out to that. But one of many events that the Education Foundation puts on. I want to talk a little bit more about some of those other events as we go throughout the podcast today. Yeah. But first, I want to get to know Bethany, the person, the family, a little bit about you. I know you talk about what you do on a daily basis for helping the schools. Well, you've had several kids who have also gone through those schools, so it's a direct impact there. So walk us through a little bit of your family dynamic and that impact there.
Yeah. So first of all, I am from Columbiana. So I grew up in Columbiana. I am a product of Shelby County Schools. Yep. I think I was the first class to start at Elvin Hill.
Okay, awesome.
So Elvin Hill was brand new when I went to school there. Graduated from Shelby County High School. Went to Alabama, came back home to Birmingham, and met my husband. We have 5 children. They are 18 to 26.
I'm tired. I'm tired for you.
All of them, we intentionally moved back to be a part of Shelby County Schools when we moved back to Birmingham. Our oldest was in 8th grade, and so they've all graduated from Oak Mountain High School. So I have long history and love for Shelby County Schools.
Yeah, talk about the personal impact you've seen the school system play on them. Obviously, as many that you've had go through the school system. Yeah. Just talk about the impact you've personally seen there.
Yeah. I think one of the things that I love about Shelby County Schools is the opportunities that we offer our kids. And I have 5 kids that are vastly different. They're different personalities. They have different likes. They participated in different activities at school. And just the opportunity that they had to take those that were high achievers to take advanced classes, the sports opportunities, the fine arts opportunities, just all those things, seeing how they were able to find their passion and find what they loved, and that there was a space for them within the schools was just great.
Yeah, you have that unique perspective with that many kids to be able to see, like you said, each of them has their own interest, and that literally does give you a good perspective on how well versed the school system is at handling different things, whether it is athletics or arts and culture and that and music and different things of that nature. And I've seen a couple of them in different facets there with what they've been able to do, whether it was sports or whether it was show choir, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
It's fun to see just the little bit that I've gotten to see of your family and doing those different things too. So, and then your husband, Billy, as well. I know the king of napkinisms. A lot of people know him for that.
That's it, the napkin guy.
Yeah,
he's the napkin guy.
Yep. Talk to us a little bit about him and the relationship there and y'all's life.
Yeah, so Billy is a creative. I am not. I keep the ship running. He keeps the ship fun. That's kind of how we balance each other. But yeah, he started, and I don't even remember when it was, but he just started writing our kids. He would make our kids lunches. I guess it was when I went back to work. He took over making lunches.
Okay.
And so he would write things, napkins, and put them in their lunchbox, and they were always kind of dumb or silly or off color sometimes. And then he would post them on his Instagram, and it kind of took off, and he got sort of Insta famous. And he speaks about the napkins. And I found out, it's funny, this weekend I was at the beach with a group of ladies, and one of them had a child that was in our son Ben's class. Okay. And said, oh yeah, Mom, we used to gather around. Everybody would gather around Ben in the lunchroom and just to see what his notes said that day. And so it's been fun just to to see that and how that evolved, and the whole premise behind that, and we try to live by that in our house is the small things matter, and just sometimes you can do the tiniest thing and it just brightens somebody's day, and that's what we've tried to take what he did and just apply it to our household. So
building off of that, you raise 5 kids, and they're starting to make their way into the world and create their own paths. How difficult has it been to see that? I mean, you've had a house full of kids for so long, and now they're all going on their own paths. But 2, how proud of them are you with looking at the napkinisms and other things that y'all have done to get them prepared for where they are at this stage of life?
Yeah, so we really only have one at this point that is solely on her own. This summer we've had 4 back in.
There you go.
Back in the nest. My friend calls it open nest. Like we're sort of empty. We're open because they leave and they come back.
Yep.
So our oldest, Annabeth, lives in Hawaii. Actually,
wow.
She is our free spirit, and so she works on a boat.
Okay.
And she does snorkel tours, manta ray tours, that sort of thing in Hawaii. Incredibly proud of her. Like, she's just kind of not afraid of anything.
I was about to say, just to
and
go
just
do
jumped
that.
In. Yeah. She jumped right in, and is just living her best life on a boat in Hawaii. But yeah, just seeing them all be able to chart their own paths, and that's kind of difficult as a parent. You kind of feel like when you start being a parent, you think everything's going to be in this box and everything's going to be perfect and this is how it's going to go. And they very quickly let you know that they're individuals and
this is how it's going to go, Mom.
Things don't always go, but it's just been fun. When you have 5 kids, I think it's easier, maybe not easier, but you just learn really quickly that everybody's got their own personality and you just kind of roll with it. So Ben, number 2, actually is trying to get a business where he rewires boats and does those sort of things. He works on boats, and he's started that business, and it's going great. And then the other 3 are in school. I have a senior at UAB, senior at Alabama, sophomore at UAB, and a rising freshman at Alabama. So.
Okay. Yeah.
So we're not quite to the point where they're launching, but they're
getting there.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah, and that's, and you go back to each of them kind of finding that path too, as you work through Shelby County schools, which we talked about, and now as they go through college or they're on a boat in Hawaii.
Yeah.
They're finding that path that works best for them, which is really neat to see. And so, it's really cool. It's cool to see that dynamic, and obviously very impressive to raise 5 kids healthy and off kind of doing their thing.
Yeah,
I've got one at 20 months old who it terrifies me every day. I don't know how we're going to get through sometimes, and I feel like it's much easier to fail as a parent than be successful. So kudos to you for being successful there. I know you've had your challenges, but it's I know it's been special along the way too. So
it's great. It's been fun. It's been so fun. It's very bizarre. Somebody asked me the other day, when's the first day of school? Yeah. And I went,
it's a good question.
I don't know. I'm a 12-month employee, so I work. I know I can tell you when new teacher orientation is. I can tell you when Institute Day is, but I don't really know. And then I had to think, and I was like, okay, the 13th, that's the first day of school.
It's, I mean, and that, just a different perspective now for you too, which will be fun, I know, at times as well. And that'll lead us back into the foundation and a lot of the good that you do throughout the year. Mm-hmm. As we go into this new school year, we talk about the Taste of Shelby County, but there's so many other things that the Education Foundation does throughout the year, from events to other things. I know one of my other favorite events every year is the Showcase of Schools.
Yes.
And getting to see all the kids in different grade levels and different communities and different schools and what they've been working on, and to get to showcase that to parents, to other teachers and principals and admins. That's just always a lot of fun to see that one play out. So talk a little bit specifically about the Showcase of Schools
Okay.
and the excitement that you get there.
Yeah. That was born out of, we felt like we needed to be able to show the community what all was happening inside the schools. And of course, you can't take everybody to every single school. That would take, forever, and see all the things. And so we just bring in something from every school. Sometimes it's a fine arts performance from that school, STEM, career tech education, and then what we call innovative classrooms, which is just kind of some real innovative things that are going on in the classrooms, and invite our community leaders, parents to come and just get a glimpse. We it's just a little piece of what's going on every day inside our classrooms, because there are amazing things going on inside our schools every day. And, we want to tell that story, and we want people to know what's happening and how amazing our teachers are, and how we're impacting students.
Yeah, it's just my favorite thing is the engagement you get out of it,
Yeah.
because you really do see, like, kids have a pride in it at that point.
Yes.
It's one thing to learn it and then to tell somebody about it, but when you look at your peers, when you look at adults in those situations, and to be able to have a pride in what you've learned and show them, hey, this is what we can do. This is how I'm doing this. And a lot of it is stuff that I couldn't do.
Yes.
You look at some of the robotics and different things of that nature. I mean, there's some truly talented kids that are displaying a lot there.
Yeah, and we've made a real concerted effort to make that very student driven.
Yeah.
We have the students as the MC. We have the students, the teachers are there standing next to the students, guiding them or helping them. But that's what we want, is for our students to shine at Showcase, and for them to interact with our community members and to tell, what all they're doing in their classrooms.
Yeah. It really is special, and a lot of fun to watch that play out each year. I'm excited for this year's event, and excited to learn a little bit more about some of the other events that we've got with the Education Foundation. Before we jump forward, though, I want to make sure we take a second to thank our presenting sponsor of Speaking Shelby, and that's Central State Bank, who is community driven. They're a bank that's going to take care of you right here in Shelby County. And at Central State Bank, they believe banking is about more than transaction. It's about relationships. For more than 100 years, they've been serving families, businesses, and communities with personalized service and financial solutions designed to fit your goals. Visit one of their Shelby County locations and experience the difference a local bank that puts people first can make. Central State Bank, large enough to serve you, small enough to know you. Member FDIC. They do a great job in the community, Bethany. I know you do a great job in the community, and we talk a lot about the Showcase of Schools. We talk a lot about the Taste of Shelby County. It's just, there's so much impact in those and the funds that are raised throughout the year. But talk about some of the other things. I know Give Me Five is a new one that's been started in the last couple of years. It's always a lot of fun to see play out. But walk me through some of the other things in addition to that y'all are doing on an annual basis for to help raise money, but also impact the kids and the teachers across the school system.
Yeah, so two things that come to mind that aren't necessarily fundraisers, they're just things that we do, are Teacher of the Year celebration and awards. So we're a large district. We have 32 schools in our district, and each of those schools has a Teacher of the Year. And then there's a I don't want to call it a competition. There is, but we choose a county Teacher of the Year to send to the state, and there's the state Teacher of the Year. So there's this progression of that, but we do an awards dinner and celebration, and that's something that I kind of started when I came on board. Teachers work so hard, and it is just I wanted it to be this evening where they could enjoy with their families and sit and relax and just really feel celebrated for a job well done and for all that they do. And so that's one of the things that we do on an annual basis. And then the other thing is our National Board Certified Teacher Conference.
Yeah.
We support that for our National Board Certified Teachers. They get to come for the day and just have professional development that day, just specifically for them, for the teachers that have gotten national board certification. And that I've learned so much about education since I've started this. But our national board certified teachers, it's a very rigorous process to get your national board certification. But all of the research shows that the impact that having a national board certified teacher in your classroom is so great that we encourage our teachers to get that certification.
And it takes a lot of work to get it, retain it. You have to renew that every
4 years, I believe.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it definitely makes a difference and shows the commitment there too. But to be able to celebrate them and have those moments is always a really cool aspect. Talk about the preparation, because I mean, you can tell that, a lot of these things you played a key role in starting. But the preparation and work that goes into each event, because you have so much passion for it and you care so much about it. I know it takes a lot of work to put these things together.
It does, but events are kind of my jam. I love events. A lot of people don't like events, but I love them. And so while I do think there's a lot of preparation, it feels easy for me.
Yeah.
It's just easy for me to plan and to do them. So.
Arts Alive is another new one.
Yes,
that
Arts
started
Alive.
last year.
Yeah, kicked it off. It's kind of my baby.
Yeah.
So back in 2023, in another foundation, I had seen that another foundation had done it, and so I was like, wow, this would be really good. So in 2023, I brought it to the board, and so it for 2 or 3 years just kind of marinated, and we talked about it, and then, it's just jumping off the cliff can sometimes be a challenge. Yeah. Just going and just saying, okay, we're going to do it. And we secured a title sponsor, and that was what made it happen. And it was so fun, and I loved it so much. We pulled in performing arts from different schools across the district, and then we had some artist painting, student artist painting. Yep. That was great. And then our students served. We had our career tech education students do the desserts for the event. Again, it's all about, for me, it's all about how can we showcase our students? Yeah. What can we do to showcase what our students are doing and learning and give them more opportunities. And that's what Arts Alive does. I mean, whether it was a singer, dancer, painter, or just our servers, like there was a student stamp on everything, and that was awesome.
And the confidence they had too. That's what stood out to me, is whether they were up on the stage or they were painting, whatever it may be, the confidence they had to do whatever it is that they're good at, and not really, I'm sure there were nerves, but they were able to go about it, and do an incredible job in front of all these people. And it's just that confidence that they have at such a young age is impressive. The painting one was probably my favorite aspect, because they're sitting there live painting throughout the event, and then you get to see the finished product at the end. That was a really cool aspect, and there was one that was really young, and what they accomplished was unbelievable in such a short period of time too. But to me, that's got to be one of the most fun aspects that you see at any of these events, is the culmination of hard work being paid off, basically.
Yes.
You feel like you get that reward.
Yeah. That for sure. I mean, the especially for Arts Alive.
Yeah.
Like the first time you do anything, you've
nervous.
You've got this vision, you're going to make it happen, but there's no historical. There's no history to back up anything. And so are people going to buy tickets? Are people going to show up? Are we going to be able to fund students? All those questions that go in your head. And then just to see that evening happen, and everybody loved it.
Yeah.
I got nothing but positive feedback from it, and I loved it. And so it just yeah, it's great.
So we get that one moving forward in the rotation.
Yes,
then, right? Good
yes,
deal.
it's back. We are locked in at the the Grand Hall in
Yeah.
Columbiana. So we're excited for year 2. I really want to see that grow. I want it to be, the first year too, we were having to ask people to participate,
Yep.
especially performing artists. Not so much. That's their jam.
Yeah.
They want to be on the stage, but our live painting, they're behind the scenes creatives.
Yeah.
They do their work and put it on display. And so that was a challenge. But I really want it to become an event that, first of all, everybody looks forward to from a community standpoint, but also that it's an honor for our students to be a part of and that they really want to come and be a part of it.
Yeah, very excited that we get to keep that. That
Yeah.
was a lot of fun last year. So definitely urge people to make their way to that and just see the talent that's on display there. The confidence and the talent that they have at such a young age is very it's impressive, to say the least. And it speaks volumes to you seeking that opportunity out and seeing that somebody else was doing this. This could be a good fit for us. And that kind of leads me into my next question for you, which is the joy that you get out of the job that you do. What is it that drives you, that really gives you that passion and joy for what you do for the Education Foundation and just for the schools in general?
I think it's giving those grants away.
Yeah.
I mean, there is nothing like the reaction that I get when I show up with that check. I mean, the teachers are so important. They are, we say it and say it and say it, but our kids and our students, they're the future.
Yeah.
They're our future leaders. They're the future, and our teachers pour so much into them. And so just getting to, $250 for a set of classroom books means so much. And so that's really my motivation. It's my why. And I get a little bit of that throughout the year, but that's my big 2 weeks of why.
Yeah.
Like, this is why I do what I do. It's for our kids. It's to empower our teachers so that then they can grow our kids.
Yep, and it shows that somebody cares too. I mean,
Yeah.
and being in that classroom with all those kids around you a lot of times. I know you've got your principals and your coworkers that are there for you, but you can feel like you're on an island at times. So it just shows that you've got that person who cares about you and helping make a difference in the lives of the students. Talk about some of the partners, the community partners that you have that help make a lot of these events possible and a lot of what y'all do throughout the year. Such a benefit for so many.
Yeah. So, community partners, you're talking about like our sponsors?
Yeah, sponsors, people who in the community who have been a big help and so forth.
That list is long too, because we have so many. We're excited for Taste of Shelby County. Actually, Shelby Baptist came on as our title sponsor this year. So this is the first year that they've been our title sponsor, and we're excited to have them as our title sponsor. Central State Bank is a good supporter. A SIPCO, Regions Bank is a big supporter. Our financial institutions are very, very generous and really do a great job of supporting our schools. Alabama Power, Spire, Shelby County News is a big supporter. We're always so grateful for all that you do to help get the word out about all of our stuff going on. And golly, I mean, I feel like I need a list. I should have had a list because I know I've left somebody out. But the Shipman Foundation is our title sponsor.
Okay, yeah.
They're our presenting sponsor for Arts Alive. Yep. So those are kind of our big ones that do a lot for the foundation.
Yep, and then all of it on the you can visit all the Taste of Shelby County sponsors and see all the vendors there on that website as well. But I know that just in the relationship building and what you have to do from that aspect is a key part of being successful in what you're able to accomplish throughout the year. What about just from a board standpoint and people that are helping you kind of reach the goals and the missions that you have throughout the year?
Yeah, well, we have a governing board. We have about 12 people on that board, and they're a great group of people. We have pulled from all of our different communities. You know, Shelby County Schools has 7 communities where our schools are located, and so we try to have representation from all of our communities on the board. And yeah, they do a great job of supporting me and of helping out. You know, right now, yesterday we had a board meeting and I set the charge. I said, okay, y'all, we got to have auction items.
Yep.
Let's go. And so they'll go back and gather those for me. So it's great.
And the auction is always, I mean, it's one of the better auctions that you get from a local event each year. They always do a good job with that. So excited to see. I know you mentioned some of them, but excited to see some of the things that are on display.
We got some great stuff again this year. So I'm excited about it. I
Well,
always want to bid on all the things.
Well, we got a couple more things we want to get to with Bethany here and the Education Foundation, but want to thank our sponsor one more time for all that they do to make Speaking Shelby possible, and that's Central State Bank. Whether you're opening your first checking account, saving for the future, or financing your next adventure, Central State Bank is there to help. With convenient locations across Shelby County, experienced bankers, and a commitment to personal service, they're proud to serve their neighbors every day. Discover banking that's built around you at Central State Bank. Large enough to serve you, small enough to know you. Member FDIC. Bethany, more of a personal question just about the county as a whole. What is your favorite thing about life in Shelby County, living in this area, and all the fun that you get to have around here?
Oh gosh, that's I wasn't prepared for that
a broad
question.
one. Yeah, I threw you a curveball there.
Gosh, my favorite part of living in Shelby. Well, I grew up here, so I love moving back. You know, having moved back, just being a part of where I grew up.
The nostalgia and memories that come with that.
Yeah, right. I just love our access to all the things.
Yeah.
You know, I think we're located. We've got Oak Mountain State Park. Birmingham is right up the road, so we've got a big city right up the road. And then I love our little communities.
Yeah.
I love Montevallo. I love Columbiana. I love Vincent, Calera, like all those little communities. I love visiting them. I love getting to know the people that are in those communities. I like to eat at the little local places. I was so glad Leader's Corner is not going away, like that spicy Shelly sandwich. and when I go to
You say spicy Shelly, everybody jumps on board at that point.
So good. You know, I just love all the communities. I love how everybody knows everybody. Even though we're large,
it's a large county. You got large cities, but you get that feel.
Yeah,
You get that feel.
It's just a small town, hometown feel. It's just a great place to live and work.
Yeah,
it's great.
Well, it's fun too that you get to see different styles. Like any type of living you want, you can go live in a bigger community like Alabaster or Pelham, or you can live in a Main Street community and looking at Columbiana and Montevallo and Vincent with those small town feels. But everywhere you go, if you give a little bit of effort, you're going to find a way to be a part of that community and know everybody that's there. It's always a lot of fun to see that and the immersiveness that comes along with it. But I mean, every community's got the parks, they've got the recreation. There's always something to do and a whole lot of good food too, which is easy to get to. Well, as we go through a transitionary period here for the school system, going from Dr. Brooks to Andrew Gunn as the next superintendent, what are ways that the Education Foundation can help from that standpoint in making that transition? I know there's no necessarily direct correlation,
right?
But just in the support that y'all can have as we go into a new superintendent stepping in.
Yeah, I mean, I just think we'll just keep doing what we're doing. You know, as always, when there's a change in leadership, there might be some things that change with regard to events that we do or some things. But I think change is good.
Yeah.
You know, we've got to move forward It's going to be great. But I don't see a whole lot changing for the foundation. I've got some big ideas. I won't.
I was about to say.
I've got.
Hey, you
some
just let
big
us know when
ideas
you're ready to
push us
announce those. We'll bring you
forward.
back on.
I've got some big ideas that I hope that'll happen in the next year or two.
Awesome.
So they're kind of in the works right now.
So that and the Chick-fil-A specialty
That's
items.
right.
We're all
Those are
sitting on the
those are
edge
my
of our
secret.
seats now.
You can do that. But yeah, I mean, I think the foundation just will keep supporting the schools however we can, supporting the superintendent and as we make that transition. But yeah, it's all good. It's gonna be great. I'm excited.
What about Dr. Brooks and the impact that he's had and working with him the last several years and how much he'll be missed?
Yeah, he's a special man.
Yeah.
He is a special man. I have been so fortunate to have gotten to work under his leadership. I think that he teaches us all daily what servant leadership looks like, what it looks like to care deeply for others. Yeah. And I think even more importantly is to be known.
Yeah.
He doesn't what's it called, lead from the there's a term.
I know you got the ivory tower.
Lead. I mean, he's in the trenches.
Yeah.
He knows our students' names. He knows our teachers. He knows their story. He's special, and he has done just a phenomenal job pouring into all of us, from the student aspect to the teacher aspect to those of us that work at central office, and I'm just grateful. I'm grateful to have known him.
What are some values that you feel like you've learned from him that you'll be able to carry forward now in the education foundation role, but just in life in general?
Yeah, I think it's the servant leadership for sure. I tell people all the time, and I worked as a marketing director for Chick-fil-A for 6 years, and so you know the culture there. I think in my experience, educators are the most servant-hearted people I've ever been around. Helpful, and so I just feel like that's one thing. And then caring and knowing others. I think everybody wants to feel seen and known. And he does such a good job of that. And it's just a reminder every time he gets up and speaks and talks about excellence. And it all goes back to relationships.
Yep.
And it all goes back to that being seen and known, and just being more intentional, whether I'm at work or whether I'm at home or in the community. That's something I want to make sure that I'm that person for others.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that shows in the amount of work and the passion you have for, like you said, you love the events.
Yeah,
and
I
it
do
shows in
love
every event that y'all put on, which I'm grateful for because I love them, but I know obviously the teachers are grateful for as well. Y'all do a great job, and we're, as a community member, we're grateful, but I know from an education standpoint, it's a huge help, and I know a lot of people are thankful for what you provide. So,
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Well, thank you, Bethany. We appreciate you joining us today. And again, like we've said, the events are fantastic. If you hadn't been to one, this is the year to do it. Got a lot of great ones, starting with the Taste of Shelby County there on September 10th that you will not want to miss, to find out what those special Chick-fil-A items are going to be there at the Taste of Shelby County this year. But that's going to do it for this episode of Speaking Shelby. She's Bethany Ivey. I'm Alec Etheridge, and this has been Speaking Shelby.